the principal, the vice principal, the social worker, all like interrogating me and looking at my arms, thinking I did that when it was this fucking Korean kid. And I just broke down pretty much and just was like, oh, I'm depressed. You know, my home life sucks. My mom's never home. So they had to call my mom in. They had to set up this like family, family therapy shit. And, you know, I think I have talked about this before, but it was this fucking woman with a legit bowl cut at like 60, maybe 70 years old, purple dyed hair. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're 60, probably 65. Let's give an estimate 65. You know, wrinkles. You're dyeing your hair purple at that age. What are you fucking doing? And we never talked about anything. We would just play fucking Uno. That was all we ever did. And one day she asked me randomly, you know, she's like, do you have any ideations of ending it? And I gave her the most like logical, like conclusive answer. It's not like I said, oh my God, I'm going to launch myself off the nearest bridge after the session. No, it was like, I told her basically, you know, about like my terrible anhedonia, which I still have. I just said like, you know, I'm very bored all the time and there's days that I don't want to be here. You know, that's just straight up. It's not like I would do anything. And that was enough to trigger her to like fucking pick up the phone. And keep in mind, I don't know what's going on. She picks up the phone. She puts her I remember she put her leg over her other leg. It was like, you know, turns to the right, covers the phone, saying whatever the fuck she said. Couldn't even make out the words. And then, you know, after she hangs up, we're just staring at each other. You know, she has her arms folded. And I'm confused, you know. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, you know? She just kept saying like, oh, stay here. No, just stay here. It's okay. Because I would be confused, like, why are you not talking? You know, like, she'd be like, no, just stay here. And her office was on the second floor. And these two EMS people come in. And my mom's, you know, behind them just, like, crying. Like, oh, my God, sweetie. Oh my God. Oh, my fucking God. And I'm still confused. You know, it felt like a legit fucking South Park episode where, like, you know, that one episode where Butters, you know, he says he's bike curious with like, when he's talking about like motorcycles and his parents like blow it out of the water, like out of proportion. And he has to go to like this Christian camp to make him like straight. And he's just like so confused. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on, you know? That was like literally me, you know, I'm like, huh? And so the EMS, they grab my arms, like put their hands around my arms and walk me downstairs. And I thought I was like sick because they had a hospital gurney. They strapped me onto it. And I thought something was physically wrong. I thought like, am I hurt? Am I injured? Keep in mind, I'm like fucking 12 years old. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So, you know, after all that shit, load me in the back. You know, they drive to the nearest psych ward. They put me in a wheelchair, roll me in, you know, check me in. And I end up going into like this room. It was sort of like kind of a doctor's office. And there was a nurse and a doctor. And they didn't really say much. They're like, okay. And they rolled my short leg up because I was wearing shorts. They rolled it up and they injected me with, I don't know what the fuck it was. It must have been like either Ativan or Risperidone or whatever it's called. I don't know. I think it's like standard protocol. Like if you end up in a psych ward, they have to like legally inject you with fucking bullshit. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they did to me. And I just find it funny how, like, I think psychiatry, for the most part, is like a fucking big joke because, like, what you have to understand is, like, most people have a boiling point. I notice, like, psychiatrists, they never, ever ask, like, how your life is doing. You just kind of, like, say, oh, I'm depressed. Like, imagine this, right? Imagine your wife leaves you and takes the kids, you lose your job, your house gets foreclosed, and you're fucked. And you go to a psychiatrist, they'll be like, oh, you definitely have a chemical imbalance in your brain. It's like, no, you just reached a boiling point in a horrible time in your life, you know? And then they think that like, oh, well, let's just numb the brain so that you don't face the problems type of shit. I don't know. But yeah, she injects me with something and I screamed so fucking loud because it actually, like, I felt it throughout my whole fucking body. It was like fire, and especially in the place she injected it in. It hurt. That was like probably the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I'm not even kidding, but I screamed so loud and I fainted. You know, it was like the weirdest shit ever. Like, it felt like forever. Like, my eyes kind of like closed vertically, if that makes sense. Like, everything just kind of went slowly, like, faded away, and I passed out because of the pain. And, you know, I wake up, start talking to the doctor. He's like, oh, you need to stay here for 3 days. And I just couldn't even, like, it took me like probably months to recover from that injection too, because I had really bad brain fog, and like I would have like zaps in like my neck, like my head and neck would just randomly jolt. I couldn't think clearly. I was fully functioning when I got there, but after that injection, I couldn't, like, you would think I was fucking blackout drunk. I couldn't even like really speak. 'Cause who the fuck thinks it's a good idea to inject or give someone 12 years old psychiatric experimental drugs? Like, who actually thinks, you know, that's okay? Like, if you're a parent and, you know, your kid's depressed and you throw them in a psych ward, because this is the thing, if you're under 18, even over 18, anyone can really say like, oh my God, he's in a crisis right now. And they'll probably believe the person that called, and you're on your way to a psych ward. You know, that's how some people are fucked up like that, and they'll do that to you. And then next thing you know, you're a fucking vegetable, not even knowing what the fuck's going on. And that was me, you know. The one nurse, thank God, was like, you know, we need to get you out of here. Like, you're too young, you know, because I was with a bunch of adults. And she was like, oh, we got to get you out of here. And initially I was supposed to stay 3 days, but the doctor was like, no, we need him longer. And this was the next worst thing that happened to me. So I remember sitting in the hallway. There's this guy. This was like maybe day like 7, like a week. And this guy pretty much strangled me. I thought he was like what's it called? Like a worker or something. He was like saying some weird shit. I couldn't really make it out. And he just grabs my neck. He had really long black hair. This like Discord mod, like neck beard. I'll never forget this shit. You know, he was fat, pretty big. You know, like something like fucking Michael Myers off Rob Zombie's movie when he's in the fucking mental hospital. That's like seriously what this guy kind of reminded me of, you know. And he just fucking strangles me. It took 3 nurses to get this motherfucker off. I could have easily died that day. And then the fucking security guard, you know, this 6'5", like subhuman LeBron James looking motherfucker, just says, oh, what's going on? Oh, okay, I'll take care of it. And just fucking, you know, walks him off and shit. And yeah, it was not fucking pleasant. And that's when the doctor was like, okay, now we can let him out. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Fucking crazy. Then after all that, my mom was like, oh my God, clearly none of this is working. Oh, really? No shit. My God, man. If only I had someone that I could talk to, I think all of that could have potentially been avoided. Can't take back the pain of what, like, you know, those 2 people did to me. But if I had just had someone to believe me, that was there for me, that just, you know, was by my side, that would just say, hey, things are going to be okay. I'm here for you if you ever need me. If only I fucking had that, maybe my life would have been a little bit different. And I think about these things a lot because that's exactly where I'm at right now. You know, I have nothing but myself.